If you want to make your listing stand out when it comes to your drone photography for real estate, then these are the 9 shots you absolutely need to get. G'day friends, drones have been around for quite a few years now and everybody knows the importance of them and what they can do. But when it comes to real estate, especially with houses with large amounts of land, there's no way of showing how big and vast that land is unless you use a drone shot. So I'm going to take you through all the different types of drone shots I do to get the job done to ensure all my customers are always happy no matter what. So I'm going to break this down into 3 sections. The first section is going to focus on the actual land, the second section is going to focus on the location, and the third section is going to focus on this, which I'll show you later. The first drone shot you're going to need when it comes to shooting a block of land is this one. It's an angle from the left. It's usually about 25 to 30 meters up, so you have to be very wary of trees and power lines and so on. But it's typically down a bit lower so you can see the depth of the block. That way you can draw your border around it, put your measurements on it, and people can see just how deep that land is. The second shot is almost the same, but it's shot directly from the front. And this one works on really big properties. If it's a lot of land and you're shooting directly from the front, it just looks so vast shooting from this angle directly on front. You can also draw your measurements on there, of course, as well. And the third shot you need is obviously from the right. It's exactly the same shot as the first one, but it's from the right. So you're keeping your drone pretty much at the same height, unless there's trees in the way, of course, or birds are attacking it, and you get your shot from that angle as well. And when you deliver these shots, you probably will only deliver one of these angled shots or maybe the middle one. It just depends on what trees are in your way or what things are in your way. For instance, if you're on the left and there's a big tree in the way, you're not going to see the property, so you would favour the shot from the right. And if you've got trees on either side, then you'll favour the shot from the middle. You see what I mean? Okay, the next one you need to go up a lot higher. You need to go basically high enough to get the whole land block in the shot facing straight down. So you fly your drone directly above the property, point the camera straight down, then you go straight up. Shoot it a bit wider so you've got room for measurements on the side and stuff like that. I usually do one of these horizontal, one of these vertical, just so in case the customer asks what they want, but generally it's a horizontal shot because most of the time the land is rectangular and you want it to fill the frame. But every now and then they ask you to shoot it the other way, so I do both at the same time. Okay, let's get to the next section, which is the location stuff. So what I do here is I go up about 80-85 meters, and make sure I'm facing the property directly in front, and then I pull back on the drone going all the way back until I get about 20% of sky and the rest is land. And you have the house or the land you're taking photos of is in the bottom middle of the frame, and you take your first round of shots there. Now how this usually works is I'll go around bit by bit taking photos one after the other all the way around in the circle. So you go across a bit, take another photo, go across a bit, take another photo. You're basically flying around in the circle, keeping that property in the bottom middle of the frame. So later on you can put that label on the property and then you can put label on all the locations that are relevant around. And I know I said there was 9 key photos when it comes to this. You'll take a hell of a lot more than 9 photos here, but you're only going to use 2 of them, maybe 3. So once you've gone around the whole property and you've gone back to the start and you've got your images and you're happy with them, when you get it in post on your computer, you can get onto Google Earth and see where the best angles are for the schools and the train stations and parks and so on. And that way you can label up 2 or 3 images just on those angles, and you know you've got that angle because you went around the whole property, overlapping each shot as you went around. So don't just go one from the middle, one from the side, one from the back, because you'll miss areas, you won't overlap. I tend to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 until I get all the way around. You take a lot more photos, but you don't miss anything. And the key point of this is you don't want to have to go back, because real estate agents will send you back if you haven't got the shot you want. You might get all the best locations and they'll say, did you get a school that's way over there somewhere? And you go, no I didn't, but you know you've got the photo, so you can just draw it up and send it to them and you're happy and they're happy. You didn't have to get back in the car and drive there. So make sure you get all those shots going around in the circle. That will cover you for any future requests from any agents. Now let's talk about this point here, which I mentioned earlier. This is get views. So once you've gotten the drone up in the air, you can see what's behind the property because you can't see some of this stuff from the ground. Sometimes your property is 2 streets back from the beach and you don't even know until you get the drone up in the air and see it. You can go further back, go up a little bit more, but not as high as you did for your location shots, and you can see the whole property, how close it is to the beach, and you can shoot your beach shot there. And this goes for mountain views, beach views, and views of lakes and so on. But if you want to know how I actually shoot for a real estate property, I've done a video right here where you can just follow me around and I'll take all the shots we need, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.